Hi everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and welcome back to part 2 of making a traveler's notebook out of a cereal bag and a mailer. So I will put the link down below for part 1 for you guys so it's easy to find. And I show you how to do all this on the inside, binding and putting it together and putting the whole thing together. So today what we're going to be doing is the front cover. So if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. Okay, so we got the front cover that we're going to work on today. And let's just move this to the side. So in part 1, I tell you guys, or I show you guys that I took my burlap here and put gesso. So I'll show you. I took some gesso and I just watered it down and took a paintbrush and just whitewashed it on there just to kind of lighten it up, just to give it a little lighter effect here. And okay, so the first thing I want to do, I want to make sure that I don't forget to put the twine underneath. So I'm just going to kind of leave it under it like this. And then I'll show you after we construct the cover here. So I just wanted to put it underneath so I don't forget. Okay, because it's like this. Here, I'll show you. Because this is the other one I did. So I just did it under, just actually like underneath the burlap like that, then glued it down. So that's just a fun little touch. I just don't want to forget to do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just take our fun little papers here and start stacking them and see where we're at. So I went around and did some sewing on my papers, and I want to do some inking around today, and I got walnut stain. So I hope you guys are having a crafty day today and getting out all your pretty papers and seeing what kind of journal covers we can do. So I just went through and did some ripping around the edges and just did some sewing, just some fun little sewing, which, you know, sewing is optional, as always, you know, with all my stuff. You don't have to sew. And I'm just going to do some quick inking around here. And I just went through and just got a bunch of different papers that I wanted to mess with and see what would look good, and just started stacking and putting a collage together and just see which ones work good together in your, you know, just go through your stash. So I think I'm going to put that one there, like that. And then this one. Okay, so I'm just doing a quick, quick little inking here. And I'm going to stick that one there. And then I went ahead and I sewed these together. And I'm just going to do some inking of where it's going to show. So yeah, so I just did some, you know, wavy with a straight stitch, and then some zigzag, and just different little things. There, I just want to antique it a little bit here. Okay, and then we'll stick that one there. And let's see. I got my flower here. And I'm pretty much just inking where it's gonna poke out. Or, you know, where it's gonna show. so you don't have to ink everything. Okay, and then that's gonna lay like this. And then I got my fun focal point here. I just love it with the 20s girls on it. The 20 girl from the 20s. So it's kind of cool. Okay. So that's gonna go there. I'm gonna put this one here. Okay. And then this one's gonna slide up underneath all of it. Here we can move everything down a little. So the only thing I really want to ink is just around the edges. Okay. And then I'm going to slide that underneath like that. So we're just doing a fun little collage here. Okay. And then I'm just going to... These are stickers, so once it's all said and done, I will stick them down, but I'm going to go ahead and just ink the white edges here. And then this one. It's just the tip showing through here. Okay. And just some fun little butterflies. And there's gonna be something I wanted to try with this and see if it works. I had a, you know, when I'm like falling asleep or something or laying there and I'm just can't go to sleep yet, and I'm like, and I think of ideas and they just pop in my head and I'm like, you know what? I should try that. So I'm going to try that and see what happens. You know, if you don't try, then you just don't know how it's gonna work. But I will try it on camera with you guys. Why not? Okay, so that's gonna go like that. Okay, and then what I was gonna do is just stick these here, like this. And then this one just like through here. And just some fun flowers. It's gonna stick right here. So there you go. That's the gist of it all, of how I want to do the cover. And I think it just turned out really cool. I really like it. But let me do my idea and let's see if this works, okay? So you're gonna need your crocodile or a hole punch, some eyelets. I need to grab, hold on just a second. All right, so I got my eyelets here. And I think they're just this is a good color. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. Like I said, this is gonna be a little experiment here. Let's just see how it turns out. Okay. So I'm just gonna do, you got the 1/8 hole punch and a 3/16 hole punch, and then the eyelet setter. And we're gonna do 3/16 here. And I'm gonna do it over on the side. So I'm gonna start at the top one. Let me get the paper out of there. And I'm gonna poke a hole here, right? And then I'm gonna do the every other one. Poke a hole there. And then here. So So I don't know if it's gonna be weird not having a hole at the bottom, but that's okay. Let's just try this here. I can always rip that bottom one off if I have to. To see how this works. Oop. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna set all these in to the side. And I put eyelets in each one going down because I thought it looked a lot better. So, and then I went and ironed it, the seam binding. I just ironed it flat just because I thought it looked nice when it's like all wide like that. And then I'm debating if I want this part to show when I glue it down. I think when I glue it, I'm just gonna move it over a little. So I probably should do that. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Fabrifix is what I'm using. I'll show you. It's just Fabrifix glue. And it bonds fabric, lace, leather, trims, and more. And I have my glue in a Sweet Sugar Bell icing piping bottle. So I just got that off Amazon. And it works great. Okay, so what I want to do is kind of hide this a little bit because I don't want that part sticking out. So I'm just going to do a little dab of glue here. And I just want to keep it over on this side. There we go, because I think that'll look a lot better. Much better. Okay. And then, there we go. And I'm going to let it just dry. So now, what I want to do is move everything over. See, what I like to do is take a picture of it when it's all done and I have it all stacked the way I want it. Take a picture of it, then you have it on your phone and you know how to put it back together. But another way to do it is just to kind of grab it or slide it. And I'm just going to move it to the side and try to keep it together as good as I can here. I'm just going to move it over. There we go. And I'm keeping this underneath so I don't forget about it. To twine here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna start gluing it down. So I'm just taking it and getting to the edges here. And the first one I showed you on the part 1, the travel notebook with the birds on it and stuff. This one, I just showed you guys it a second ago. But this one, I was going to put it on my Etsy shop, but I fell in love with it. And I'm like, nope, I'm keeping this one for myself because it's just so much fun. And I love that you can pop the papers out and just take them out and stuff. So go watch part 1 and you'll see how to do that part. But this one, when I'm all said and done, I'm going to have it in my Etsy shop. So I'll have this one for sale. If I don't like it too much. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I know there's so many that I've made that I'm like, oh my God, I love it. But I put it in the shop so I can share with everybody. But if you didn't love your own artwork, then you're doing it wrong, right? Okay. So I'm just stacking it up. Now we're committed here. With the Fabrifix, you got a little bit of time to move it around. It's the art glitter glue that sticks really fast, this one. This one sticks fast, the art glitter glue. And this is a great glue too, to use. Okay. And then I'm gonna put this one here. And I liked when I sewed it, I just kept the threads hanging. I thought that looked fun. Just a little more interest. So just whatever you could think of, you know, adding to your covers and collaging, and you can even throw some paint. You can do some acrylic paints throughout, and even like a Stabilo pencil. I'll show you that. It's just a, I have it right here. It's like a charcoaly, this one's extra soft, and this is a studio, Skylight Studio. And it's just like a charcoaly, and you can, maybe we'll do that after I get this all said and done. And you just kind of color in where you want it and take a little water and go like this with it, and it kind of just, you know, highlights everything. And maybe we'll try that. But you could just do different, all kinds of things that you can think of, you know. Just many, many, many things to collage with. Just start looking around in your stash and just going, oh man, that would work. That would work. So I'm just trying to get all the little edges here. And then anything I miss, I'll just come back and get it. Okay. So it's just so much fun, because as you're doing it, you're like, I don't know how that's going to turn out. And I think that's the exciting part. And if you get any of the Fiberfix around that you don't want it, you can just rub it real fast while it's wet. Excuse me. And then it'll ball up and just come right off. Okay. And then this one goes at the bottom here. And then this goes here. And then this one goes here. So I'll go up. Just want to make sure here I got it where I want it, because I want the bottom down here covered. And like that. There, I think that'll, oops, I forgot to stick these underneath. So let's see. Make sure we got a little time here. I wonder if I'm better off just doing this. There we go. Then you don't have to stick the whole thing down in there. It's a sticky mess here. Okay. So I'm just sticking it in there. And then this one, I could just go up underneath this. Okay. So yeah, just whatever stickers you want to incorporate, and just fun little things that you have hanging around. So I think that'll work. And then that's going to go here, and that's going to go here. Yeah. Okay. So let's get this one glued. So you've got to remember where you put stuff, and just keep stacking it up, looking at it, and going, oh, okay, that'll work. That'll work. And there is no wrong. I mean, it is collaging here. So it's pretty much what your heart's telling you to do. And you just go with it, you know. That's the fun part. You just sit here and just do some fun things, however you want to arrange it and put it together, and, you know, helps your blood pressure go down and your heart rate level out, and you just sit here and find your pretty papers and put them together however you want. So you can see I got too much glue, so I'm just going like this. And then voila, it magically wipes off. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and glue her down. I need to stop putting such thick glue on the edges here. I just need to do a thin. Get glue happy. Okay. And then let's just cover all this up. There we go. Make sure here. I want to overlap that a little bit, so that should work. So let me make sure it's straight, because that is my focal point, is the pretty lady here. Okay. There we go. Now the fun part. So what I'm going to do, just make sure my strings are where I want them. Glue under there. So I'm just kind of putting it on the outside a little bit here. Make sure we want it to stick pretty good here. Like a cobweb of glue happening. Okay. Now, I'm gonna have to stand up for this one because I want to line it up. Do a little overlapping. Oops, I bumped you guys. Okay. I think that's good placement right there. And then let's just give it a press. Okay. And I'll tighten up my seam binding a little bit here. Okay. And just press it down. So I think that's turned out like my dream. I think it turned out pretty good. I'd love to hear in the comments if you guys do the same thing. You know, if you're like, as you're falling asleep, you're like, and then you come up with these crazy ideas. I need to keep like a notepad or something by my side of the bed, and I could just write down, because that seems when I come up with ideas. And I'm like, oh, that would be cool. I think, because I don't want the glue to come through, I'm just going to flip it and put the glue on the back here, because I don't want it to seep through the seam binding and then it'll look ugly. So I don't care if it seeps through back here. So just make sure you're lined up where you want it. See how it goes through. You can see. So I suggest that you would just glue it to the back. Just make them long enough. Okay. And then do the same here. Let's just make sure it's lined up where we want it. That gives it kind of a cool just border over here too. And this matches the closure that we have. It's the same stuff. So it's a little matchy-matchy. Okay. Probably don't need that one. Let's do a little glue here. Okay. There we go. And it's nice to keep a wet wipe or a, you know, just one of these. Little wet wipes are nice to have. And you get the glue and everything off your hands. I just keep mine in a Ziploc over here, and I can keep it there for a couple days. Just, you know, just wiping off a little bit of glue here and there and some ink, and then you can reuse it. Okay. A little tip and trick there. So now, I'm going to turn that over. Okay, I just want to do a demonstration real quick with the Stabilo pen, I think they're called. But this one's a Skylight Studio. And here, I don't think I want to do it on this one because I'm liking the way that looks, and I don't want to do a bunch of black. So I'll just show you guys here real quick. They're kind of cool. And I've had this one forever, so I couldn't even tell you. I'm not even sure where you can get it. But you just outline what you want, or, you know, put it where you want. And see how it's like just like a charcoal-y pin, and then just take a little bit of water, and then just, you can move it around. Just go like that with it. And do some cool, like you can do a bunch here, and then move it around, and do some shadowing and stuff with it. So that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. Okay, I had too much water. There we go. And then you just kind of just move it around. So it's like a charcoal that you can kind of look like a watercolor in a way. So it's fun. It's just like a pencil. So there, a little demonstration. Okay, and then now back to the drawing board here. Okay, so we got this far. Okay, and now I could do the twine where I want it. And I think I'm gonna go through here with it. Just pop it through there. So I'm just wrapping it around. It just gives a little interest. It's kind of fun. And this is optional, of course. Like that. Oh, she got water on her face. Ah. And it's just twine. That's all it is. There's just some twine. Okay. And wrap it. Okay. So I'll give it like 3 strands. I think that'll work. Do a little snip. And I'm just doing it over to the side here. You want to do it tight enough. I'm just tightening it. But not too tight. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know what I forgot to put on here is this. Whoopsie. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick it right here. And I really like that. I think that looks really good. I think I'm gonna turn it this way though. Darn it, I should have done that before I put the twine on. That's okay. I enjoy a challenge every once in a while. Okay. So here, let's just start at the top. Is that how I want it? Yeah. Start at the top. I'm just going right along here. Do a little tuck. There we go. And move it down a little. There we go. I mean, I'm really liking it. Yeah. And I'm glad I did this. I like that. I think that gives it a nice border on the side here. So there we go. Now, all we gotta do is take it and glue it. Okay, see, it's a little matchy match. So that's fun. So I made this a little bit bigger. And you can see I like going like this with it, and you can see where it's gonna land. So go like that with it. And the measurements on this one is a little bit bigger than a regular traveler's notebook. I think 4.5 by 8 or 4 by 8, something like that, is a traveler's notebook. And this one, when it's said and done, if you take off this, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5, almost 9. But with this on, it'll definitely be bigger. So it is bigger. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Fabrifix and we're gonna do some gluing. Just getting all the edges. Hey. Try not to glue yourself too much. I always wind up just getting glue all over me, no matter what I do. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get under this flap here. Make sure. I just wanna get it glued down. Okay, I think that should do it. I'm gonna try to get some of this glue off my hands because I'm gonna wind up getting it on my pretty cover. Okay. And then I really think I want to go like this with it because then I can see where it's going. So just make sure you got it right, upright. It's always a good thing. So it's upright. I'm gonna flip it. Stand up so I can see what I'm doing here. Make sure everything's off of it. Okay. And then just line it up. Wherever you want it. And I definitely have it sticking up at the top and the bottom, but I wanted that. So I just think it gives it a little more character, you know? Okay. And then now that you got it lined up where you want it. Let's look at it. I think that looks pretty good. I feel like I want to pull it a little bit this way. And then check out the edging. I probably should have took all the ruffly stuff out of it. That'd be easier. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I don't want it too crooked here. Okay, let's untie this. Give it a look. Because now's your chance. You can kind of move some stuff around if you need to. But I think I got that lined up pretty good. And then it holds this ribbon down that you have, or the seam binding, so that's nice. Okay. All right. I think we're looking pretty good. I think this is pretty lined up. I keep wanting to pull it that way, but it's really lined up over here too, so I'm just gonna leave it. There, it does not have to be perfect. That's part of handmade, right? I agree. Okay. So there we go. And then now I need to put my wording on. So I was gonna put some wording right here. Okay, do that before I forget. So I just got a fun, just Tim Holtz ideology, and it's just word stickers. So you can just go to Amazon and just type that in. And let's see, I'm gonna do this fun little quote here. I know they're sticky, but I want to get a little bit of stick just to make sure they stick. Whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna do live. Oop, they are pretty dang sticky though. I don't know if I need to do this. Your okay. Dreams. So there we go. That's a fun little quote. Well, gotta live our dreams. So there. So this will be a fun little journal just to write your ideas down in and live your dreams. Yeah, I think it turned out really good, guys. What do you think? I'd love to hear in the comments what you think about it. I'm just gonna get some of that. Okay. All right, so we're done with this. Done with that. So we could start off here with, these are journal cards in the front. And I got fun little spots first, you know, for you to do some writing and some journaling. So that one goes, okay, it's gonna go on the inside so you can see here. And then I have it so it's exposed, so you can see the mailer after you pull these out. So I think that's kind of fun, just to see what it's made of. Okay, so we got that one, and then this one. Just a fun little just journaling card. I'm just gonna do a little glue right here. Just a little touch up. Okay. So yeah, so I thought it would be kind of fun to do some journaling cards here. So you got this one, that's what it looks like on the front. Okay. And that one slides back here. Okay. And I will show you what's in here. So these are fun. I love this binding, how you can do this. And then this little guy. Oh my gosh, you guys. Like, seriously. Is he the cutest thing ever? And I would love to hear in the comments what you guys think of him. I mean, look at his little hairdo. He is so cute. But the cool thing is that after you're done journaling and doing everything you want to do, you can take it out and go put it into, you know, a safe place and store it and have your memories. And you could just go ahead and stick another signature in here, because you could do a smaller signature here and then your bigger signature over here. Okay, so that's why I love these. I think it's so great, because then you don't feel like you're so committed when you're writing in a journal. You're like, oh my gosh, I have to do it in pencil so I can erase it, or you know, whichever. But this one, it doesn't have to be so committed. You can just write a to-do list or notes or whatever to yourself, and then you know you could just kind of replace it. So I really love the freedom of that. I think it's sometimes too much pressure, you know, in a regular journal for me personally. But I love this because I'm always jotting down notes and ideas and different things like that. And so what I got is avocado dyed and onion dyed and RIT dyed papers. And RIT dye is a fabric dye that you can use, but I use it like on my banner flags in my Etsy shop and my tie-dyed gift bags that I make, rainbow gift bags and stuff on Lycra cotton. And so that's why I started using RIT dye, and then I put some in a spritz bottle and did some stenciling with it. So that's a fun way to use some more different dyes throughout, and you could do different colors. So those are the colors that'll be throughout, and this is just a little index card, and then avocado dyed envelope, so you got a little pocket here. Music, some RIT dyed, craft paper, pattern paper, and the fun little guy in the middle. Oh my gosh, he is so fun. So just, you know, just fun little papers to play with and write on, and you can even do a glue book with it, or just whichever one you want to do. And yeah, and I'll have the link down below how to avocado dye and onion dye papers. I'll put that link down below. And yeah, so this is the avocado and onion, and you can just see there's tons of journaling space here. And I love this, how the paper, doing it like this, you can just turn it and write stuff like this. Or you can even write, you know, like this and stay off the lines, which is kind of fun. And then a beautiful coloring page in the middle. And I'll have all the measurements and papers, how many are in it and everything in my Etsy shop. And yeah, so I appreciate it if you guys just came and you don't necessarily have to purchase. Just come and favor my shop, and that really helps me out. It's Snowstorm Crafts, and the link will be down below. Just come and just favor it, and just, you know, maybe look through and just find some stuff and favor it. It just helps me out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys like this video, I would love for you to hit the like button down below, and, you know, leave me a comment. That really helps a lot too. Leaving a comment down below, it really gets my video out there more, so everybody can see and how to make a serial mailer notebook here, traveler's notebook. So this is in the back. Oops. And it's a fun little Tim Holtz that you can cut out and, you know, do your own thing with and play with. And I just thought it'd be fun to throw it in there for you. Just some fun little things you can make ephemera out of. And yeah, so that's just in the back. And then this is just the back part. And I got part of the label. I just thought the rustic, I just really liked the way it looked, just to kind of keep it as is. But if you wanted to cover it, you could put this there, or you can even take this one and move it here if you want. So, I mean, there's so many options. And these are great pockets. So you could put notes in here and, you know, say you got, I got a tea bag, but say you got like a little note that you want to do, and you could just throw those in there and just have a bunch of notes that you did to yourself. Just, they're great pockets too. So don't throw your cereal bags away. Cereal bags are your friend. So this is how it turned out. And like I said, I hope you guys found it informational. And hit that like button and leave me a comment. And keep on crafting, guys.